Hey guys, my name is Bryshon. Today I'll be discussing the lifespan timeline of an individual from the infant to their adulthood. So in today's presentation, I will be going over 5 things. Friends photo disclaimer, infancy toddlerhood reflexes and involuntary movements, childhood skills and preference style, adulthood and older adulthood timeline, and the summary. Just to let you guys know, and the next two slides coming up, I want to let you guys know that the photos you're going to see is not me. These are photos from my friend Talo that she had allowed me to use for the presentation. Since I do not have any photos of myself, and I say want to present the information to you guys about okay what happened in the photo and why, and due to me not having any photos of myself, I have to use one of my friends Talo photos. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna talk about is the infant reflexes. So you see there are three reflexes right here. The first reflex is the primary grips reflex, which is basically when a child flex their hands, and they happen at at 4 months for the child. And then we have the next reflex called plantar grips, which is basically when the child flex their feet, their toes, not their hands, their toes. Though I can't show my toes, but your toes. And you want D is good for the infant to do, but you don't want them to continue to do D into the childhood and adulthood because they go create problems for them to walk. Then the next reflex is a sucking reflex. So D equal as 1 month of age, and you can see that when you put the suckle or bottle in the infant mouth, they start to suck it. And that is important because that lets you know that they got jaw movement that is happening, and that is essential for survival for the infant. So both the sucking and prenatal growth reflex occur between 3 to 5 months, same as the prenatal growth reflex. So next is the involuntary movements of the infant, of the child. I mean, so the child beginning to walk at the age of 10 months, and see attempting to do that at the age of at 4 months, and then but she was able to start to sit up at 3 months, and she attempted to do that at 2 months. Also, she was able to pull herself up using a chair or sofa. In the image you see, she using a sofa to pull herself up, and she was successfully did it at the age of 6 months, and she attempted to do that at 2 months. So next, I want to talk about me. Okay, so the information be solely on my childhood, and will be naming on photos, so please bear with me. So the skill that I had learned during my childhood would be running. I attempted to do it at the age of 10, and I didn't successfully run until I was now at the age of 15. You want to know what running is? So running is when you have alternating steps with right or arm that is opposite to the moving foot, which would be left arm, left foot, right foot, left arm swing. And if you do that, that is considered running. In my initial still running, I have a wide base of support. My arms were just moving really, really quick, and not in the smooth coordinated way. And my arms were held in the middle or hot guard position. While I was in the animation stage, my hip, knees, and ankle extension they increase it. The knee and my stride also increase it. My foot plate also increase it, and my whole house swing also increase it. And then I got to the mature state. Even my business support became little. I have a little business support. My arm was able to bend at 9-degree angle, and then my stride knee also increased as well. And the photo over here, this is just a photo of me. I'm gonna show you. Oh my God, of me running. I'm at the age of 19, not a child. So the photo does not have anything to do with what I just discussed. It was just something I'm gonna show you guys. So after the age of 15, I got into running, and I continued to do that until the age of 19, where I was able to run these ways. So next skill I know that was the door skill. So there is a skill that I attempted to do at the age of 8, and I didn't successfully be able to do it at the age of 10. And you want to know dawning is a skill when your hands beneath the object sitting into the air. During my initial stage of dawning, I only have my own action. I then take a step and I will shift my body weight backwards. During my intermediate stage of dawning, my own squeeze is forward and high over my shoulders, and then I also have a side back and sideward, backward and sideward before I bring it behind my head with my elbow bend. If when I'm the mature stage, the ball release with a extended above, and also my also the one that I'm doing it off, my elbow extends horizontally when extending, and then also my support arm, which is the one that I'm doing with, it raises to help with my balance with balance support, of course. So next skill is the hopping skill. So I attempted to know this skill at the age of 7. I didn't successfully get to know this skill to the age of 9. And hopping is when you would take it off and then on the same foot. During my initial stage of hopping, I have either activation, either movement. My movement was jokey, and when I jump, I I would then flat on my foot. When I got to the intermediate stage, I was able to increase my forward movement, and I was able to use my non-support knee and move it forward and upward, and use my arm to help me to dodge instead of trying to balance off them. And then that's where I got to the mature state of hopping. I was able to transfer my wrist smoothly before I even extend my ankles and my knees, and then I would use my opposite arm to swing in the opposite direction to help me with hopping. And then and I also was able to increase my pumping action and pumping action of my arm. So so now what did I do with all three of these skills? So all three of these skills that I just talked about, they help me to be able to know the skill of playing the football. So here's why. So the running skill with the hip and knee flexing and extension, they help me to coordinate my movement while I'm moving on the field playing the football. The door skill with the arm flexing and extension with doing a proper stance, they help me to be able to do the football with power without having to take so much of my effort by doing so, and that is important when you're playing football. And then also the hopping skill with the sports and net station, it helps you to balance your body because hopping, of course, it is a sport, but it also a balance thing too because you hopping from one net, and that transfer to you being there, and that transfer to helping you to maintain your posture while you're running in the field and while losing your balance. The preface style that I have used to help me to know these skills is the constant preface and block style. So the constant preface where I preface the same thing in the same order. The block style where I need the preface moon skill at the specific time and the same is that sequence. And then after I got done doing that, I moved into the variable preface where I start to do different variations of the skills that will help me to know how to do the skills better. And after I had mastered the skill, I then implement the saturation method, which basically when I combine all parts of the skills to help me to be able to execute the main skill. And after I have done that, that helped me to be able to play football at the age of 11. And Nancy is a adulthood, my adulthood timeline. So the information from our not spin calculator that I have drafted together based on there. So between the age of 35, I want to be able to, continue to do physical activity for 150 minutes to 75 minutes. moderate and vigorous activity, while also eating healthy and limiting my drinking to 2 sodas per day. When I become 35, 45, I want to continue to exercise, but incorporate, flexibility exercises and more aerobic exercises and attend group fitness classes. Is 40 and 60. I say I want to perform activities, but now I want to perform whipping activities and more resistance training and do more activity with my family to keep my health in check. Once I reach the age of 60, more to 70, then when I'm going to start doing more activity myself. And then I'm going to modify my exercise program to be able to fit the needs of my body. Because I know at your age, what you can do now 20, 30 years ago, you won't be able to do that. And when I become 70 and up, then when longevity is important. And I'm going to incorporate functional activities that make me doing the regular activities on a daily basis. And I'm going to continue to do daily chores by myself, and I'm going to do as much physical activity possible. So that would pretty much wrap things up. So today I'm talking about information. I talk about the information for infantile development, and about the information I talk about the reflexes and involuntary movements. I then talk about the skills that I learned through my childhood, the professor that I use, and also my adult time now. Thank you guys for watching my presentation. I hope you guys know something and found it to be interesting. Goodbye.